Hi. Hi. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Today I wanted to do a video where I just kind of explain ASMR and kind of, for people that might not know exactly what it is, and I don't mean like just saying what it means and things. I mean like kind of diving into how I view it and sort of experience it as somebody who does experience it pretty frequently. Now, I don't remember the exact phrase for what it stands for, but it's like if you've ever been lying somewhere or sitting somewhere and you hear a sound which is like almost repetitive, but it doesn't have to be repetitive, and you start to kind of enjoy that sound and you want to just hear more of it. You know, you want, your brain is like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. It makes you feel like relaxed. I don't know if this is just a unique experience to me, but in my like year 9 English class or something, I sat next to this girl and she would constantly play with this thing, and it would like, I don't even know what it was. It was like a Velcro or something that she just had, and she would just constantly like put it back together and pull it apart. I don't know if it was like just something to help her think or something, but it would seriously, like, our English teacher would set us off on like tasks to write things, and I would just be like I would just be like in heaven, because I'd be getting like little tingles off of it subconsciously. I suppose it's the same with like certain sounds, you know. However, I think, unlike how some people say as soon as they turn on ASMR they just start falling asleep, I don't think that's strictly true. Although I guess it's different for everybody, but in my experience, I have to be in the right frame of mind to listen to ASMR. Like, I have to be a particular level of tiredness, you know. I have to be comfortable. I have to be in that, like, I could nap mindset, you know. Some nights, if I'm too awake or thinking about something too much, if I turn on a sound video like whispering or mouth sounds, it'll end up just making me angry, and I'll just like turn it off and just lay in the silence until I fall asleep, because I'm not in that ASMR mindset, you know. And I think that ASMR can be sort of like activated, if you want to call it that, through a variety of different kinds of sounds and triggers, and it doesn't even have to include sound. Sometimes it can just be like visual triggers. I have an example of this, actually, which I've been thinking of. There was this boy in one of my classes, I don't know if it was a few months ago or something, but he had like a toy or something that was like, I don't think it was like a Rubik's Cube, but it made me think of a Rubik's Cube when I thought back to it. But this boy, he would like sort of loosen it and then just retighten it, you know, and it would make a little noise, but not like a noise that was particularly nice or anything. I was just sort of watching him unscrew and rescrew this thing over and over again, and although he was just doing that to like soothe ADHD or whatever the hell, I was just watching this in like fascination and just like getting ASMR from it, you know. I was just watching. It's kind of, in my head I'm saying like, please don't stop doing that because I'm enjoying that so much, and they often end up stopping, and I'm like, oh, you know, because it's like when you can't listen to ASMR, it's almost like your brain finds ways to find other things relaxing. and it was just the repetitive motion of him doing this thing, and I really wish I could remember what it was, but I don't. But I found it absolutely like just fascinating, and well, yeah, I suppose that's like a visual trigger. There's also things like soundscapes, which could be kind of like trying to, well, you listen to it and close your eyes and kind of pretend that you are in that place, like a jungle or like a hospital or I don't know, like an empty office building or something with like fans and computers and stuff like that and distant footsteps. And I don't know exactly why people find that relaxing. I think it might be down to the almost the feeling like you're not supposed to be there, but you're safe. Your brain knows you're safe, so it's kind of like telling you to just stay put and relax. I don't know if that makes sense. If I try and put it into perspective, like in the office one, say I was like sitting under a desk or something, out of view from everybody, walking past someone would actually have to come in, move the chair, and look for me. So I know that I'm safe under there, for a while anyway, and I can hear all the sounds, and all the sounds kind of blend together and make me like, and they come off as relaxing. And I can kind of just let my brain shut off, It's like I'm waiting for something. And in our case, we're waiting to fall asleep and, well, the morning, I suppose. And I do like those. I like ones like with water sounds, like bath sounds and shower sounds. I'm a big lover of bath sounds. I always watch those videos. I like ones where it's like, some of them will be like bathtub but running, but the camera is positioned like outside the door with the door closed. So you're basically getting the audio perspective of, sorry, I'm not very well right now, I was so thorough. You're getting the audio perspective as if you were sat outside the bathroom and somebody else is like having a bath, And I think that for a lot of people, I mean, I've seen it in the comments that a lot of people find that sort of thing nostalgic, like to when they were little, and I'm one of those too. I saw a comment, one guy said, I don't know, I think he was like an old guy, but he said that it gave him good memories of when he was little, and at like 4 a.m. his dad used to like have a bath before work and get up super early to do it, and he would wake up to the sound of him like doing it, and then get to lay there like wrapped up in a blanket, all warm and cozy, kind of knowing, with the safety, knowing that he still has hours to go before he has to get up or anything. Like, he doesn't have to get up to like 8 or something. And it's that kind of security and that feeling that someone else is around you that's almost makes you feel safe, I think, and allows you to feel relaxed. Or like that somebody is actively doing a task nearby. If that makes sense. I think, well, I'm not sure. When I've been to London a lot in my life because I have family there, and I remember I once stayed in a hotel, and this hotel was near like a train line, and for those of you who've been to London or have seen anything about London, there are trains everywhere, and I love it because that fascinates me as well, but that's not what it is. These trains would kind of run like all night long, maybe not all night long, but they'd start very early and end very late, so you would hear them, and kind of puts my brain into like it sort of distracts my brain from everything, you know, like not even feeling like, oh, like, oh, I've been awoken by this sound, but if I woke up to the sound of that, it makes me think like there's somebody in that train, there's multiple people in that train. They are, even though they're quite far from me, like they all have their own purpose. They're all awake right now doing things and actively travelling to work or to school or whatever they're doing. And for some reason my brain finds that so interesting to think about. I suppose that's the same with any public transport, but it's particularly in big cities for me. With the London Underground, it isn't even ASMR related, this is just something I find interesting. But with the London Underground, I find it so interesting that a train will pull up to a stop full of people. You know, like 100 will get off, 100 new people will get on, and you get on. Some people are in a rush, some people are just travelling to meet friends, some people might just be like tourists, you know. Everybody has their own story and their own individual place they're going. Nobody, in these big cities, there's so many people that nobody really stops to think about what other people are doing, that everyone's so indulged in their own life and their own lives that you never really stop to think. And I've been just sat on the trains before, and I just kind of look at these people, and I just sometimes you'll pick out one and be like, I wonder what he's doing. You know, there'll be like a man in like a trench coat or something, like on his phone with a suitcase. Like, has he got a business trip? Is he coming home from a business trip? Is he being on holiday? Like, where is this guy been? What's he doing? You know? I mean, I say this isn't related to ASMR, but I suppose it kind of is, because it's my brain distracting me and kind of helping me relax in what technically should be a stressful situation where there's, you know, a bunch of people around you, you're in a busy train, it's moving fast, it's panicky, like, when am I getting off, when am I getting on? What if somebody needs to sit down, like, you know? So it is technically linked to that, I think. And I just think there's so much more to ASMR, and it's all about really our brain, and I kind of wish I took psychology, but I didn't. But there's so much more to ASMR than just like tapping on things and, you know, making mouth sounds and stuff. And I do understand what makes it, well, I don't understand, but I have more of an understanding. So when you see these like AI channels just making sounds of like people biting into things and fake sound, it just really, bro, it drives me crazy because it's just such bullshit. Like, fuck. It's not even about, I know these AI channels are just made to like be like a cash grab, but I hate that they get so much like viewership, because it's genuinely the most low effort stuff. These people don't know what ASMR is or what, like, I've kind of built up an understanding and kind of learned from my own experiences as to why it happens and when it happens and whether it'll happen then or whether it won't, you know. It's, I don't know. I feel like I could go on all day about this, and I know you guys are probably like that, but it's pretty late. So I'm gonna get some sleep. I hope you guys have had a good Monday. Please subscribe if you enjoyed my rambling. And yeah. I don't know. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.